Hi, I'm Jazzmen Tynes, getting back in the journalism game for Nick DiMarco. We're going to go interview some journalists.
And we're here tonight at Terp's Sports Bar and Restaurant, where they're hosting the Media Mavens Happy Hour. So hopefully we're going to get some good comments with regards to where the industry is going and some advice that these guys have for their out-of-work friends. So I can hear you. All right, start it up. Go ahead.
You know, that's the $64,000 question at this point. I think there are a lot of models out there, but I don't think anybody's got a real good idea of exactly which one is going to take off. One of the Rocky Mountain independent online pages that formed just after the closure of one of the papers in Denver, they closed down. They went to a subscription model and it didn't work. We've got a lot of folks out there that are trying to figure out, definitely online is, I think, the future. It's going to be more about getting it out there and getting it fast, figuring out how the public wants the news delivered to them, and that's going to change all the time. I mean, it's going to be the iPhone one day, it's going to be Twitter the next, and if you get set into the model that you're only going to deliver it in, on a piece of paper, on the phone, or on somebody's computer, I think you're destined for extinction. The same advice that I have for folks that talk to me about, that ask me about advice for them about what they want to do in terms of a career and giving them career advice. Do the thing you really love. I've wanted to be a reporter since I was 16. It's the only job I've really loved, and I've never worked a day in my life since I started doing it. And I don't know what I would be doing if I weren't doing it. I'd probably fire up a website and start being a reporter for myself. So if you're not going to be a reporter anymore, and your interest is in education, or your interest is in being a politician, or your interest is in going back to school and teaching, do it.
So Robbie, what are your thoughts right now on the journalism industry and where it's headed?
I think it's headed in a bad direction generally. In that, I agree with what David Simon, the great Simon, Wire Fighter, says about how journalists have for 10 years devalued their punt, meaning they've resisted very strongly charging online. Newspapers do charge for online content, and see that they're doing well. The Wall Street Journal, example, the biggest print news organization is actually still in black. I guess very telling. But I mean, in general, I think that it's going to work itself out. And I have to keep telling myself that almost daily, so you don't. When you're a print journalist, you have to keep telling yourself over and over this, you don't go insane as far as being crazy worry about whether or not you're going to have a job in 5-10 years. So I do think it's going to work itself out. I don't think that there's any less demand for information and news. I think that demand has stepped up. It's just taking, it's sort of moving like as if attracted by magnets to different sources. And when I'm saying different sources, what I mean is places like Bloomberg News, which is one of the most innovative news sites in the country. This is like a news site that sort of cherry picks editors from investigative desks, places like Washington Post, and pays them outrageous salaries to do journalism for an organization that doesn't even produce a newspaper. All they have is an online media outlet that really does really well. But the difference between them and the Washington Post is that they have figured out that the model for media that works is a diverse one, meaning like you've got to be able to sell financial information, financial news to to people who need that news the most, rather than to everybody when not everybody cares about it. So it's, I mean, the future of journalism is in diverse business models. It's obviously online. It's obviously an online design models. And it will work itself out. It's just that it's going to be a lot smaller than it was in the past. And I'm saying this not as an expert. I've not been in the game very long. Not like an old sage advice giver. But I'm not. I'm also a young journalist who's not terribly worried about my future.
So, for your friends at the Sun or wherever else that have, unfortunately been laid off, bought out, or whatever, cut from their jobs, what kind of advice would you give those kind of guys? Not as an old sage, but as a young journalist who is still clinging to his job.
Anything I say to somebody who's been working for 20 years at the Sun and got laid off is going to make a difference, or is going to be really useful. But if I project myself to their position and sort of think about what they're going through and where they are in their career, I think what I would, you obviously got to make a choice. You got to leave the industry, or you got to stick it out and find and adapt to the technology, the models, etc. And I would like to think that if I were in their position, I would try to do that. I would try to adapt my skills to new models, and sort of get on board with one of the more promising organizations and formats that's taking shape right now. Huffington Post Investigative Fund, it's a really promising sounding organization. Bloomberg News, like I mentioned before, Talking Points Memo, which is a website that got, $700,000 in venture capital money a couple months ago, and they hired 10 new people. I mean, there are people who believe in new forms of delivery of journalism in the world.